Welcome back to e-learning for Adobe Dreamweaver CS6. Going back to our last tutorial, I'm sorry for an interruption, but I have an error here. So just go back to nav, an order list, nav list, and then switch to border and just type 60 and 0 here. So, oops. Then click OK. Just click save. Sorry for the interruption. And this new look will look like a more three-dimensional effects to our navigation, to our vertical navigation. So in our new lesson or in our new tutorial, we're gonna learn how to create a new FauxColumns. Although multi-column designs are very popular on the web, HTML and CSS have no built-in commands to produce true column structures in a web page. Instead, columnar designs like the one used in the Dreamweaver CSS layouts are simulated by using several types of HTML elements and various formatting techniques, usually combining margins and the float attribute. HTML5 and CSS3 can display text in multiple columns, but for the time being, the page layouts themselves will still depend on the older techniques. Instead, we will create the effect of a full height sidebar column by using a background graphic combined with the CSS repeat function. This technique works well with Pixwid website designs like this one. So, insert the cursor in the sidebar, and then click the div sidebar 1 on the tag selector below the document window, and then select, go back to the CSS styles panel, gonna look for the sidebar, so sidebar, and examine its properties. The sidebar rule applies a background color to the sidebar. Since the background color assigned to the div appears already to be failing to extend to the bottom of the document, the sidebar rule is not the solution to this problem. Since div.container holds the sidebar as well as the main content, is an obvious candidate for the FauxColumn. First, it's a good idea to remove the background color from the sidebar if it's not producing the desired result. So, select the background color in the properties, and then click the trash icon, or just simply delete the CSS property. Now we will modify the container rule to produce the desired background effect for the sidebar. So double click the container rule, and then in the background category, let us click the browse button, and then click the divider and choose the divider.png, then just click OK. In the background repeat, choose repeat Y, which repeats the image vertically, and then a graphic 182 pixels wide appears at the left edge of div container. And extends from the top to the bottom. Since the other structural elements are contained entirely within div.container, the background appears behind them and is visible only where appropriate. So see the change? Let's make a couple of additional tweaks to the sidebar. First, let's remove the extra spaces that appears between the menu and the image placeholder. We'll need to identify the rule or rules that may be creating this styling. Insert the cursor in the last button of the vertical menu. Right-click the button and choose the Code Navigator from the context menu. The Code Navigator appears, displaying a list of 12 CSS rules affecting this item. Chances are a margin setting is producing the spacing effect. So, this is the margin bottom. As you can see that the margin bottom, which has a 15 pixels, make up spaces between the vertical menu and the image placeholder. So let's go back to the CSS styles panel, and then let us select the margin bottom, which has a 15 pixels, and just delete it. The gap between the menu and the image placeholder closes up. Finally, let's make the text in the vertical menu match that in the horizontal menu. Double click again the knob tool. Double click it again, and in font size, just type 90%. And then click OK. Then save the file.